So welcome everyone to our virtual Career Tuesday. It is November 2nd, November. Joining us today, we have Aquinas Consulting. They're a specialty firm with over 20 years experience providing a wide range of engineering, aerospace, and IT solutions and HR workforce solutions. They're a national organization currently operating in 19 states, headquartered in Milford, Connecticut. And today joining us is Brent Wadhams. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Is it Wadhams or Wadhams?
You've got it right, Wadhams, correct.
Woo! So Brent graduated in 1997 from UConn with a degree in marketing and has been in the staffing world ever since. He's an experienced managing director with demonstrated history of working in the information technology, engineering, defense, and services industry. And he is a proven leader with a track record of success, driving revenue and profit growth through operational processes and development of high-performance teams. Brent is a proven business development professional skilled in talent management, sales, cold calling, and IT and engineering recruitment. Thank you so much, Brent, for joining us today for our virtual Career Tuesday. I know I kind of did a little overview, but I would like to hear from you. Please share a little bit about what your organization does in regards to staffing services and HR workforce solutions. Take it away, Brent.
Great. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate the introduction and happy to be talking to my fellow Huskies.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, I did. I graduated in 1997 from UConn, and I knew nothing about the staffing world at the time. My mom was a school teacher, and my dad worked in a factory, and I didn't know people change jobs every 6 months or every year, whether it was for a contract opportunity or a new direct hire permanent role. But the staffing world has been good to me for sure. I've been lucky to have a lot of success and met tons of good people. Some of my best friends in life I've met through staffing. And for the last 8.5 years, I've been at Aquinas, which is a very different company than the companies I grew up in the staffing world. And my first 15 years or so in staffing, I was with big multi-billion-dollar national staffing companies, and it's a much different experience at Aquinas. We're a much smaller, rapidly growing. We're kind of in a hyper growth mode right now. Woman minority-owned staffing firm, and like you said, we do specialize in mainly IT and engineering staffing. One of the great things about what we do as a company is it's a win-win, right? We have the ability to change people's lives for the better by finding them a job, by finding them maybe what their dream job is, or changing their lives for themselves or their family. And it's also a win for us because we can make a lot of money doing it. It is a competitive business, and there is unlimited earning potential with what you can do here. Like you said, Aquinas has been around for over 20 years. We're a Connecticut company. We're always going to be a Connecticut company. Our owner grew up in Milford and worked at GE. He kind of moved around with GE for a while, but settled back home in Milford. And I can tell you, Aquinas will always be headquartered in Milford. We're very, very involved in the community down here, and take a lot of pride in the service we give back to the community through quarterly charities, and we've got a big food drive that we're a part of coming up here for Thanksgiving. I think overall as a company, we're very passionate about serving our clients, whether they're the companies we're placing candidates for or the candidates themselves. We help those clients and those candidates, and we guide them through what can be some very challenging times or very challenging projects. We were about a $25 million company. We actually had a goal of being a $25 million company by the end of 2022. And knock on wood, we will achieve that a year early this year. And we're already talking about our next goal of becoming a $50 million company. And there's some debate whether we're going to do that in 4 or 5 years. But that being said, there's a ton of opportunity right now at Aquinas. We really are growing quickly, and we're looking for a lot of very entry-level people coming right out of school to join us. And looking at opening a Hartford office in the next year or two. And as we expand more of our services into a lot more of what we're doing in HR and workforce solutions, there's going to be all kinds of roles that we're looking to hire for, whether they're in our diversity recruiting or retained or executive search, our MSP, VMS services, RPO, payrolling. We've got a lot going on, and we're looking to hire a lot of people with our core values that want to grow with us. In a nutshell, that's a little bit about Aquinas.
Well, I think that that's great. And you do currently you have internship opportunities, am I correct?
We do, yes. We're looking to hire, really what we're looking for are people to join our LDP program. We're looking to hire 4 people in January into the LDP program and 4 people in June. Folks that are interested in careers in recruiting, sales, business development, management. But at the same time, we're always looking for interns. We always have summer interns, and a lot of times we have interns that work with us year round, depending on their class schedule. That as an intern, we work our interns, right? It's not a getting a cup of coffee type internship. You're going to be exposed to actual sourcing, recruiting, working on our social media platforms, maybe updating our blogs, creating content, HR sourcing. You'll be exposed if you're interested more on the finance side. We always have opportunities for interns to work with our finance teams, and also a lot of special projects as they come up. Like last year was our 20th anniversary, and we had interns actively, whether it was working on our 20-year celebration internally or creating content for our website or LinkedIn and other social media platforms. But yep, we sure are always looking for interns.
And I know you touched upon this just a little bit, but maybe you can share a little bit more information. So talk to me a little bit about majors that you're looking for and background.
Honestly, I don't want to say, but we don't really we're not concerned about what someone's major is. Our ideal candidate is someone that's going to fit our core values and our culture. We really want to surround ourselves with good people, that we're not really tied to any major. We have a lot of folks here that were business majors. We have people that were engineering majors that are in sales and recruiting now. We've had people that were finance majors. We have someone who started off their career in education. But we're really higher on, like I said, core values. Our ideal candidates are folks that are passionate about people, but they're also strategic thinkers. They're going to have exceptional leadership traits and strong communicators. But really overall, key to what we do is interpersonal skills, because at the end of the day, our product is people. We want to have people that are strong communicators, strong interpersonal skills, have a level of confidence and competitiveness, and are able to have conversations with ease with people.
Okay.
I think one of the key things for folks that we're talking to about the LDP program is, we're still per se a small business. Yes, we're growing and we've got a lot going on, but we're not the type of company where you're just going to be a number. You're definitely not going to get lost in the crowd. Our owner is here every day and very involved, and always looking for suggestions and talking to everyone throughout the company. We want people that are excited by that opportunity, that want to stand out, that are motivated by making an impact. And we talk a lot about building our legacy here, where the folks we're hiring now are going to also be hiring other people in the next few years, and kind of growing that family tree or your legacy here at Aquinas. And I think it all starts with people that are very good people, have those strong interpersonal skills, are competitive, are self-motivated, are inquisitive, but also have that customer service mentality. Because at the end of the day, we're serving our clients and we're serving our candidates.
So within the LDP program, I'm sorry, ALDP program, if a student comes to you, are they provided a mentor, one-on-one coaching? How does that work? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yep, they absolutely are. It's a rotational program. We're going to take early career professionals and we're going to give them a lot of opportunity and expose them to all aspects of the consulting and staffing world. There's going to be comprehensive training, ongoing training. The first 2 weeks is a lot of classroom training, a lot of role playing, shadowing. They're going to have a meaningful mentor assigned to them. They're also going to have a career coach for their next rotation. But yes, throughout every step of their rotations in the LDP, they'll be working with a mentor and also a career coach.
So are these programs open, these internship programs open for sophomores or only juniors?
They're open for anyone at any level. And they are paid
Freshmen.
internships. Yeah, freshmen, junior, sophomores, whatever it might be, so yes, we do want interns. Ideally, we'd have someone intern with us for maybe 1 semester, 2 semesters until they graduate. And then, ideally we'd hire them on board.
Be fit to hire. Sure.
Correct, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So always, we're talking about this particular program and for a student, what it means for them and what process they go through. But let's go back just a little bit and talk to me a little bit about essentially what you like to see on a resume and then what the overall interview process would entail. Phone screens, video, in person. Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. Typically, we like to see someone that has a college degree. Like I said, we're not really hung up on any particular major. An MBA would be great, but certainly not required. We've hired a lot of folks that maybe they graduated and they worked at. We've had some people join us from Indeed recently. They did 6 months at Indeed or Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and they had great training, but they felt those organizations might not be right for them, and were looking for a change. But our typical hire into the ALDP program would be someone who's a recent college grad, that has done 1 or 2 very strong internships, and can demonstrate through the interview process that they have that competitive nature, strong interpersonal skills, and that customer service or servant mentality.
Excellent. So if they were to go ahead and they met those initial requirements, talk to me about what the phone screen, if you do a phone screen, video interviews, and what the interview process looks like.
Yeah, so what we would ideally do is, candidates can send their resumes directly to me. I'll either schedule a phone screen within the first day or 2, and if I'm not available, we'll set them up with one of my peers or some of the other managers here. We do an initial phone screen, kind of just talk about Aquinas and the opportunity of the ALDP program, why the person might be interested. Following that, we probably set up a Zoom with 1 or 2 of the other team members here at Aquinas. And if that went well, 1 or 2 of us could either come up to UConn for a day if we had a bunch of candidates we were talking to, and kind of maybe set up some blocks through the School of Business, or we'd love to have people also come down and visit us on site. But through the process, you would meet with myself, 2 of the engineering recruiting manager, the IT recruiting manager, our strategic business development person, certainly the owner, Tom, and probably 1 or 2 other folks that have been through the ALDP program.
Excellent.
I do want to say too that, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, Sue, I'm stepping all over you. The
No,
roles
go
we're
ahead.
hiring for, I know we mentioned that we want to hire 4 ALDP people in January and then 4 in June. But we're interviewing now for people that are going to be May grads that could start in June. So not just interviewing for January, that's for sure.
And of course, that awkward conversation that always happens regarding negotiating or even finances out of the gate. So is this a base salary for individuals?
Absolutely. We have a very, very competitive base salary.
Okay.
Plus everyone is eligible for commission, whether you're in a recruiting seat or a more of a business development or sales seat. I know from experience and talking to lots and lots of people in the industry, we have probably one of the best commission policies out there. So there's base salary, there's commission, full benefits, healthcare, dental, vision, 401k with a match, certainly paid time off. We also have a profit sharing program and what we call our gold coin recognition program.
Excellent, excellent. I personally don't have any additional questions, and I'll just go ahead and ask my team, if anybody that's on with us at this particular point in time, if you have any questions, anything, you can go ahead and ask away or put it in the chat, whatever works best for you. Give it just a moment.
I was going to ask a question. My whole background, I was on the HR side, so worked with many, many agencies over the years. For the entry-level opportunities, how much of their jobs are actually sales oriented? You know, is there cold calling involved, or how much of it is business development and sales?
Great question, Judy.
Thanks, Judy. So I think we're kind of the belief at Aquinas that if we're hiring someone for an entry-level role that eventually wants to become a salesperson or business development person, we're always going to have them learn our brand and learn the staffing business from the recruiting seat. I think I've seen from experience where people can struggle if they're hired from the outside and put in a sales seat, even if they're experienced salespeople. If they don't know what a recruiter goes through before that recruiter presents them the candidate to potentially send to a client, that's a disadvantage to that person. So we really are strong believers that we have people learn the business first from the recruiting seat, and then if they want to move to sales, we can quickly move them to sales or onto a sales track. But by and large, everyone's going to be starting at Aquinas in LDP in more of a recruiting type role.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I have a question. Brent, thank you so much for coming in again. Really interesting to hear about the company once again. So my question was related to the core values you kept talking about. You know, we're looking for people that embody our core values. Can you just give like a brief sum up of what those core values are that you're looking for?
I think one of the big things at Aquinas is that everyone is treated like a mature professional. No matter if you're in your first 6 months or you've been here 16 years, everyone is treated with mutual respect, professional courtesy. We are not by any means a managed by numbers type company. Yes, there are certain metrics that are going to be important for people to start developing an operating rhythm, especially when they're their early career. But we are not a managed by metrics company. We are not the type of company that's going to be standing over someone's shoulder saying, you're not leaving this week till you make 300 phone calls, or until you get one submission to this type of role, you're not going to leave today. That's not Aquinas. Everyone is treated with respect as a mature professional. The most pressure people probably have is the pressure they put on themselves. We're going to set everyone up for success. We're going to constantly train. We're going to mentor. We're going to be there every step of the way to help people. But it's not that pressure cooker, boiler room type environment.
That's great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Saif, I'm not putting you on the spot, but I do want to give you the opportunity should you have any questions. Now's the time, and Mick, for you as well. I'm a fast talker, so I just want to make sure I provide folks with the opportunity to ask any
Absolutely.
questions.
Absolutely, Sue. Actually, Brent, I do have a question for you. I'll make my speech again. Pleasure to meet you virtually here.
meet you,
As
Mike.
far as the landscape of operations go, have you seen a big dynamic shift as far as more virtual opportunities right now in the market for what operational needs are in the recruiting arena, or are you still seeing boots on the ground? What's that perspective look like today?
We've seen a huge shift, and it's been, clearly when COVID hit, everyone went remote. By and large, we do a lot of work with a lot of aerospace and defense companies, some manufacturing companies, and they kept people on site, but the vast majority of our clients went all remote. And what we're seeing now is some companies are staying remote. There's a lot of companies that are going to a hybrid model, whether they've rolled it out already or are planning to do in early 2022, where maybe you're 3 days in the office, 2 days remote. And fewer companies are saying that people need to be on site every day. And we've seen a big shift from a lot of those companies where people had said, well, geez, I was doing my job from home and I didn't have to commute to Stamford or to Hartford or Groton every day, or New York City or Cambridge, whatever it might be. And they're saying, I can make just as much money and work from my couch and not sit in traffic for 2 hours a day or be on the train. And on the flip side, there's people that want to be in the office. They don't want to be home with their kids or their dog, or they just feel that they're not as productive from home, or they miss the social aspect too of being in the office. So there's definitely been a shift. There's a heck of a lot more roles that are remote. We work on a lot of roles, whether they're direct hire or contract consulting roles. Maybe they're fully remote, but it's East Coast hours, or we've got people that have decided they're going to go to Hawaii and work from Hawaii.
Wow.
It's a different world than it was 18 months ago. That's for sure.
Absolutely, Brent. That's great insight. I'm sure you definitely have to be pliable and flexible to the needs of what the operations are as far as business goes. And it's great to see Aquinas being really flexible in that sense and finding out what those operational needs are or really look like today in today's market. Thank you.
Thanks, Mick. And I think one of the things with our size, it allows us to be very agile and flexible, like you said. We do both direct hire and consulting contract placement. And we're good at both. There's other staffing companies that kind of say they do both, but they don't. We've had years where we've done more permanent placement, and we've had years where we've done more contract placement. And it's really all dependent on what our clients need. And, we don't push one or the other on a client. We listen to what our clients are telling us, and we find them the right candidates for their needs.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Excellent. So Brent, Saif did have a question. You put it in the chat, and he asks if you can go into more depth about the sales opportunity. Is there an internship program specifically for sales?
So typically, if we have interns that are interested in sales, a lot of what they would be working with is lead generation, working with a salesperson in our CRM tool. They would be able to go out on client meetings or sit in on Zoom meetings with the salesperson, exposing them to clients. I think for myself, I spent a lot of time in sales, and I always appreciated that when, before I was a salesperson, being able to get out on the road and, see what it was like inside the walls of, I don't know, ESPN or GE or Raytheon business units. And that was always exciting to me. So if we do have interns that really are interested in sales, we do get them out, make sure they are client facing, certainly not on their own, but with the salesperson.
Excellent. Great. Thank you. I also want to ask Brent if it's appropriate, or if you're happy or okay with me to go ahead and put your contact information in the chat in case for students that may be viewing this at another point in time, if they had questions, if they were able to reach out to you. Is that appropriate?
100%.
Excellent. I've already put it in there. Now I'll just hit send. So there we go. Out there and available for anyone who has any questions or concerns. So anything, Brent, that you wanted to wrap it up with that we've missed that you wanted to make sure that we spoke about? I'm happy that everyone on the call today had questions, but I also want to give you the opportunity. If there's something that we should have covered that we didn't, go at it.
I don't think so. I think we touched on everything, but I really can't stress enough the amount of opportunity for someone to come in and join in the LDP program and really start making a difference at Aquinas. And not only for your own career, but, you know, like I said, it's a win-win. You know, we can change people's lives by finding them jobs and also get paid very well to do it. But the opportunity for growth at Aquinas is tremendous right now. You know, we're looking at expanding our footprint in Connecticut, potentially soon to follow with an office in the Albany market. We already have some people planting seeds in southern New Hampshire and in northern Massachusetts. And with that, there's going to be a ton of growth for a lot of different roles, whether they're in recruiting, sales. Eventually, we want people coming through the LDP program to be the next leaders of Aquinas. And we will groom them to do that. And certainly in an environment where you're not just a number, you're not going to get lost in the crowd. Every one of our hires is instrumental and treated as a member of the Aquinas family, because we still are very much that small to medium-sized type company with that family feel.
Oh, that's a wonderful overview. So makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. So I really do appreciate your time and energy today, and especially as an alum coming back and sharing your experience and insight with us. And on behalf of my colleagues and the Business Career Development Office within UConn, thanks so much for joining us. And hopefully folks will go ahead and watch this online as well. Take good care, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.